So if your objectives and your key results don't tie back to the business goals, they're pretty much just useless wish lists. The best product managers don't just set objectives and key results, but they set the right ones, the ones that prove the work they deliver add business value. Hi, I'm Richard, a VP of Product, and I provide product management career advice. So for a bad objective, you might say make customers happy with the app. And then for a bad key result, you might say get more positive feedback from users. And this is just really vague. What does happier even mean? How do you even measure more positive feedback? And it's just not measurable. There's no baseline, there's no numbers to move, there's no clear business objectives. So it tells people outside of your team absolutely nothing. You could collect 5 random bits of positive feedback and say, you know what, job well done. Do you work at a company whose OKRs are actually tying back to the business outcomes, or are they just to-do lists? Be honest and leave a comment below. So instead, let's have a look at a good objective. You might say increase retention by improving the user experience in the app. And the key result might be increase 90-day retention rate from 40% to 50% by the end of Q2. So here's the thing, that's really clear. We know exactly what we're driving towards. It's measurable, which means we're tracking a specific metric, and it ties back to the business goals. Retention impacts revenue, so, people should care about it. So just to give you an example, I worked with a product team a while ago who was really struggling to prove their impact. They had an objective and key result around improving user experience, and they had really struggled to prioritize solutions to increase revenue during the checkout process on their website. So guess what? No one really paid too much attention to the work that they had been doing. So what did the team do? They reworked their objective and their key results, and instead of some abstract goal, they focused on a clear, measurable business outcome. So the objective became to reduce the time to complete the checkout on their website, and the key result was to increase conversion rates from 20% to 30% by the end of Q2. And look, the reality is things didn't happen overnight. This was over a long period of time. They were able to introduce several different solutions that decreased the checkout time from about 5 minutes to 2 minutes. And that had a direct impact on the conversion rates, increasing sales and revenue. Now, when leadership were deciding which team to add additional funding to and expand, guess which team stood out to them during that process and where the money went? Because they weren't just talking about making the customer experience better, which is great, but they proved that they were responsible for the additional revenue. This is why your objectives always need to tie back to the commercial metrics or some kind of operational efficiency if you're more back-end focused. If you can show that your work saves time, increases revenue, or boosts retention, well then you're not just a product team, you're a growth engine. And I think that's one of the real secrets here is the best product managers speak the language of business. So before you finalize your OKRs, ask yourself a couple of simple questions. Does this align with the business goal? Is the objective clear and easy to understand? Is the key result measurable? Does it have a baseline? Does it have a target?